Good morning, YouTube. Scott Lett here, owner of Iron City Power Washing. Man, we have a lot of work coming in. It is getting overwhelming. We are booking into July right now. We've got a full week of residential work. We're just piling into this week because the next few weeks is really the next month is going to be nothing but commercial. And then we're piling up May with some residential. And what I'm telling people is, let's wait till May so we can get all the pollen out of here. Because what happens is these people get their house washed and even their driveway, and now everything we just cleaned in March and April is covered in pollen. So I tell people, and I use this to keep the client for scheduling purposes so we can just do it all in May. And most people have agreed. There's just people who do the last minute stuff. Hey, I need my job done tomorrow. I just can't. There's just no way I can work those jobs in unless it's small. But I'm still going to charge a lot because it's last minute, and I tell them that. But if you're down here in the South, really try to leverage the pollen. If you're slammed like we are, and you just keep getting all these calls, and you have some days open in May, push all your residential jobs to May. That's what we're doing. So, but anyways, what I want to talk about today is something that I've been thinking about for a while to really encourage you guys, and it's, how do you handle the hard days? As not just pressure washing, but we all have our personal lives. We're humans, man. We're emotional beings, we're spiritual beings, and man, life's hard. Life is really hard. It could be, your own personal struggles. It could be, spiritual things. It could be finances. It could be your marriage. It could be, having kids and you're just exhausted. Life's not easy. All right. And it's part of being a man. It's part of being a father, a husband, a provider, a leader of your family. That's a lot of weight on our shoulders, and society, expects us to just, buck up and just not, and just water off our back. I mean, for the most part, we can do that, but we're humans too, right? We're men, we're tough, we are strong, but at the same time, it gets hard. And, we need people to talk to. We need friends, we need church, we need community. So, how do you as a man, as a business owner who is just getting eaten alive with so many things on your plate, you go and wear yourself out at work, and then you get home and now you're, with your wife and kids, and how do you shut that off? How do you get home from work when it's been a bad day and be present with your family? And it takes some mental strength. It does. It takes a lot of just learning how to balance your thoughts and your emotions. Let me get over here and park. I'm at my favorite coffee shop, about to do some admin work before I hop into the field for the day. But anyways, there's gonna be days, guys, where you're worn out, you're frustrated, you're even mad, and you're trying to run a business that may not be going well, or you're just having a bad day, and the first thing, this is what has worked for me. If I'm having a rough day, and, I just need someone to talk to, I'll call my wife. And, just hearing her voice and just hearing my best friend and her, the person I love, I'll talk to her, and just vent, get some things off my chest. She usually does the same thing because she's home with kids, and just, having someone to talk to. I'll call my dad. My dad, he's just a good old country boy. He worked hard his whole life to provide for my family, and I'll talk to him. I'll call my mom. I'll call my best friend, call my business partner. I use the people around you. Just don't bottle things up inside. I know some of you guys are thinking this has nothing to do with pressure washing. My channel is about running a business and how to handle these things. And another thing too is, when you get discouraged, when things aren't going right, I want you to go back to the reasons why you chose to be your own boss, why you chose to start a business to begin with. So I'm going to do this too. I want you guys to get a note card, and I want you to write down 5 things that's your why. Why did you start this business? Whether it's to spend more time with family, just to make more money for your family, just to have more freedom in general. This is just a side hustle. What brought you to the place of wanting to be your own boss? And, we all have our whys. Like, what are your 5 whys? And I encourage you to write that down. And I want you to leave right there, on your dash in your truck, along with a picture of your family. Whether it's just your wife, your kids, whatever your situation is, whoever you love and you're providing for, I want you to put that picture right there on your dash along with your 5 reasons why, and your biggest why is going to be your family. And look at that throughout the day. It'll keep you encouraged. It'll keep you, moving forward. Because a lot of guys, if you forget your why and you just get focused on your failures, it's easy to get bogged down to the point where you're going to quit. Okay. Look, and I'm not saying, hey, if you're running out of money and your business is just not working, you're not getting calls, it's been like that for 6 months to a year, and you have no choice but to financially do something different, that's different, right? You have to do what's best for your family. Okay. I get it. All right. We're men. We have to make hard decisions. If you made a decision to start a business and it's not working and you have to pivot and adapt and get the resume back out and look for jobs, and you're to that point, I get it, but I'm talking about you guys that are just struggling. And it's just getting hard. This past year and a half, 2 years for guys trying to hop into this industry, it's been hard. Residential is really lacking because of all the saturation. I'm not talking about for us, but guys who are hopping in the industry, because I talk to them, they tell me. And but go back to my videos about starting a business. Like, you have to do your market research. You have to find out if there's even a business in your area for pressure. Are there services that actually are going to keep my calendar booked to the point where I can pay my bills for the month, to where I can pay myself to provide for my family? You've got to figure that out before you just hop into the industry, guys. Is the industry saturated where I'm at? I know down here in the South, like I've said before, there's so many companies. I mean, I have a group text with some guys in the area. We've been around for a while. These are the more seasoned guys that I rely on to help us with big jobs and whatnot. And they'll send, hey, here's another one. It's 4 or 5 a week that pop up. So and then within a year or two, they're not there. It's tough. But but the video isn't to talk about that. It's just to talk about how do you handle the hard days. I don't know if you guys are Christians or not, spiritual. I have a relationship with Jesus, and a lot of success in my life I give to the Lord and give him credit. And I have a beautiful wife and 4 kids, and the Lord wants us to be fruitful, and he's called me to be a husband and a father and a provider, and I take those things very seriously, and I'm laser focused on the things I need to do as a man. But with all that being said, it gets hard. It gets really hard. And these are just things that I do to stay motivated, keep my head on straight. And it takes being able to take everything from work, putting it in a box, leaving it there until the next day, so you can go home and be present with your family. And it's really hard to do that, but you have to train your mind and get it ready to be home with your family. When I get home, I sit in my truck for about 15-20 minutes. My wife knows what I'm doing. I'm decompressing, I'm praying, I'm getting my mind off work. I write down everything I need to do the next day in my truck, and then I leave it there for the next day. Because this stuff's hard, and I just don't think that's talked about enough. How hard it is to run a business. But along with that, there's a lot of good things. If this wasn't what I love doing, if I didn't get the freedom financially and the freedom with my time, I wouldn't be doing it. But that doesn't mean that even the guys who have made it, that doesn't mean we don't have hard days. So I just, constantly reminding yourself of your reasons why, having it in front of you with a picture of your family. I think that will keep you encouraged. Communicating with people that are close to you about your days that are hard, getting it off your chest is important. Heck, guys, call me. I'll talk to you. If you're having a bad day and you're in a pickle, you're in a bind. I'm not going to charge you for that. Just holler at me, and I'll do the best I can to help you out. Because look, I've been in scheduling binds, I've been in equipment binds, I've been in customer binds, I've been in, you name it, I've probably seen it, been a part of it, and I've gotten through it. Because you just gotta just buckle down and put your head down and just get through it. So, there's some weeks I'm just like, how are we going to get all this work done? But you know what? We plan. We make every move count. We're very efficient. We communicate with our customers. If I think that we're going to get behind on something, I go ahead and just say, hey, look, this was our plan, but we can't control weather. We can't control, things breaking. And very rarely does things like this happen. But, as long as you're able to communicate with your customers and clearly, and just let them know where you're at, that's all that really matters. Okay. So guys, keep your whys on the forefront of your mind. Write them down, put them on your dash, a picture of your family. And when you're having a bad day, focus on that. Pray, talk to the Lord, read your Bible. It's okay to just breathe a little bit. If you need to take a day off from work, do it. I'd rather you guys show up energized, ready to take care of your customers and your family and do what you need to do than be burdened and bogged down. If you need to take a day off, if you need to take a week off and you need to move your schedule, do it. Because last thing you want to do is get burnt out to the point where you throw in the towel and then you're stuck with no career, just because you're worn out. And a lot of it, guys, is learning time management and scheduling. If you do those two things right, you're not going to be as burdened. You're not going to be as bogged down. Quit trying to do so much. The money's there. Spread it out. Don't quit trying to do so much. Spread out your schedule. Get the job done right. Take your time, and you're not stressed as much. So, anyways, guys, I just want to encourage you guys because it's hard. I'm not going to sit here and whine about it or anything, but I'm just telling you, look, there's going to be hard days. But how are you going to react? How are you going to be when you get home to your family? You got to think about those things. Scott Litt, Iron City Power Washing.